welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the final round here at NXTGP in this iRacing Porsche Cup, in the Porsche Cup Deutschland, to be exact. Ooh, as we have a spinner, I'll show the info a few seconds longer. 4.2 kilometers. It's your beautiful, it's your lovely, it's your known Zandvoort track where Formula 1 raced not so long ago. And even though they will not race there, we will stay and race on Zandvoort for who knows, maybe eternity. And the Lichtenhagen comes across the line, will put in the final lap of this qualifying session as it has hereby ended. And well, we immediately have a grid, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, enough with the intro music. The standings will be confirmed in a few minutes, but ladies and gentlemen, qualifying has ended and we will go immediately to the first race of this final round at Circuit of Zandvoort. These are your qualifying results if they show up on screen. They do. This is the grid. Well, Thomas Kula takes, if I'm not mistaken, his very first pole position of the season, followed by, I almost want to say champion, but I can't say champion just yet, Felix Votter. He will start in second place, followed by Hendrik Lichtenhagen in third place, followed by Marco Kerkman for Schijfblok Racing in fourth place, followed by Luca Metzler. Niklas Werler will start in P6, followed by Julian Thijs. Emir Ragubi, he will start dead last, given he has set it no time in this qualifying session. Well, in a few moments I'm not sure if you get a warm-up lap. It's been a bit on and off all season long in regards of warm-up laps or lights out with a standing start, that is. So yeah, we'll see. Everyone's almost grid. I don't see a safety car yet, so I then presume we will get a standing start, which accelerates the progression of this round a bit quicker than some other rounds. But we're here for the final round, and the Slovakian driver on your right in the complete blue car will start on pole position, followed by Felix Votter in the white, blue and black car of Pole Promotion Esports. We have a few drivers not here today. We miss all the Finnish drivers, probably for one very sole reason. That reason being that Felix Votter has, if my math is correct, already clinched the championship, and mathematically, well, we don't have more than 8 Porsche Super Cups, so I don't think he can lose a lot of points. Well, there are the lights. 5 lights are on.
Green flag, green flag.
Out and away we go. Who has the better start, heading towards turn 1? Thomas Kula immediately taking that defensive line, wanting to fend off Felix Votter, and Hendrik Lichtenhagen makes sure he's still in P3. In towards turn 2, in towards turn 3, the first bank turn of the 2 bank turns here at Zandvoort. Marco Kerkman knows him oh so well as the Dutchman he is himself. Looked almost like he got a little bit of a run. Nothing so far yet though. Going in train formation in towards turn 6. Passing the Raubocht. And then into that very long left-hander, very swooping left-hander. Need to be really patient. Patience to find your apex there. Into the Audi S-box we go, and no change of position has been there for, well, the start of the race. We only have 6 drivers, given 2 drivers have chosen to opt out because we are a QB. Heading down towards turn 1, heading down towards Tarzan corner. Surprisingly, Felix Votter still in P2, not really making any haste to change that anytime soon as well. You can only see and guess what he will do in the upcoming laps. Zandvoort, the circuit in the dunes, very known for having a lot of runoff as well. Curbs are pretty wide, but once you cross that runoff, you'll find yourself in the gravel. And it's also known for having, well, as you can see, very, very large puddles of gravel. So once you go off, it's really hard to get back on the circuit. In iRacing, it's a bit easier. It's way more forgiving than in real life. Get beached in the gravel, and you're basically done for the entire race. There's really much you can do escaping the gravel in Zandvoort. Well, stagnating in formation while we pass the 3-minute mark. And on towards the 20-minute mark. Apparently Luca Metzler crashed. I'm not sure when this happened. I completely lost it as well, given he's in front of Thijs. Ah, there we have it. Not really a crash, more of a spin, but losing time nonetheless, Luca Metzler. Last lap. Right, well, Luca Metzler now needs to find his way back up to Julian Thijs. Given he's gaining out of Schijfvlak, that might be able to be an interesting fight if Luca Metzler can pick up his pace just a little bit more. Thomas Kula now being pressurized. He almost missed it. Julian Thijs made a little bit of a mistake out of our view that has allowed Luca Metzler to be all over the back of the other German driver. Julian Thijs taking the defensive line, the 999 to the left in the white. Luca Metzler in the orange and black car now behind Julian Thijs. Wanting to maybe do a little bit of an up and under move. Needing to get a very good exit out of the turn 3. Oh! Going with all his left tires onto the grass there, something you do not wish to do. As Thomas Kula is now really being pressurized by Felix Votter. Nice apex there by Votter, allowing him to close the gap just a little bit more. Everyone finding each other on the track as we speak. And that's a slowdown for Thomas Kula, which will allow Felix Votter to take over the lead. Take over the lead, not so difficult, rather easy given Thomas Kula still needs to serve that slowdown. Now he needs to watch out for Hendrik Lichtenhagen because he's coming all the way out of that very banked last turn with the momentum. I don't think he's going to be able to reach Thomas Kula in time. Lichtenhagen is. It's close together nonetheless, so maybe suddenly a P2 is on the cards for NXTGP. Let's go on board with the man currently in the 55 Porsche Super Cup. Hendrik Lichtenhagen still chasing not only Hendrik Lichtenhagen but also Marco Kerkman has put himself into the fight for the second best podium spot. Oh, because something happened to Felix Votter, which I completely missed somehow. Alright, well let's have a replay. Oh, there it is. Felix Votter just going wide, looking up his tires. Completely missed it. And putting lots of gravel on the road as well. Well, what do you know? Pay too much attention to the actual timing screens and you'll miss Felix Votter in the gravel. Makes Thomas Kula your new leader, but let's see how soon Felix Votter can make work of Hendrik Lichtenhagen. Well, 10 minutes have passed. And Felix Votter hasn't really passed Hendrik Lichtenhagen yet. In towards turn 1 once more. Short laps here on Zandvoort, 1 minute and 30 seconds. We have longer tracks, we have shorter tracks for sure. somehow, out of the depths of the iRacing lobby, Niklas Weller has found himself on the track. So we'll actually have a 7th car out on track. And hopefully a 7th car for the race as well. Alright, well suddenly Hendrik Lichtenhagen hasn't been fighting for P2. He's actually been fighting for the lead in this race. Although the gap has gone up just a little bit. It's now back down to 8 tenths. But beware, because Felix Walter is still there. And he's knocking on the door a little bit, but he needs to be closer to be able to make a move on Hendrik Lichtenhagen. Distraction, or simply one moment of loss of focus, and it wasn't even a huge spin, but Hendrik Lichtenhagen, let's see if we have a replay of that. We do. Yeah, it's just a little moment. Hendrik Lichtenhagen losing the car, well saved actually, by slamming the brakes immediately. But they'll lose in one position. Felix Walter will be pretty delighted because he has a free position, which means he can charge towards Thomas Kula. 1 second to close in about 5 minutes. See if the reigning champion, I'd say reigning champion, almost reigning champion, can accomplish it. Inching closer, Felix Walter to Thomas Kula. I asked myself if he could overtake the Slovakian driver in about 5 minutes. Well, the chances of him doing so have been slightly increased since then. Two tenths is the gap, and Thomas Kuller knows it. Question is the Slovakian going to defend? And when will the German play his game? Into Schijvlak. About 2 laps to go after this one. Oh, wow, Thomas Kuller actually really sideways there. A little bit of understeer. Felix Votter might find a little bit of a gap. Has the outside for the next turn. Wants to switch back, undoubtedly get a better exit. And a better exit he does get. It's not enough to get alongside and to line him up on the inside for the next corner. He's going to try it either way, around the outside, maybe. Felix Votter waits his chance, knowing he has enough time. Actually, next lap is the last lap. 13 laps we will drive here on this Zandvoort circuit. Well, Thomas Kuller knows it. It's the last lap, but he's doing every bit he can to fend off your champion in the making. Little bit of contact between the two. Holds off Felix Votter. An absolute rogue defense by the Slovakian. It's not over yet. Needing to carry a lot of momentum into turn 3. Now Felix Votter's the white line. Oh, they go around. Both go around. And what happens to Hendrik Lichtenhagen? Can he win? Can Hendrik Lichtenhagen claim the victory? After a wild turn of events, he can. And now he needs to hold off Thomas Kuller. 3 tenths is the gap. Some scenes. Marco Kerkman into 3rd place on his home circuit. You may run with 6 cars, but something can always happen in the end. Thomas Kuller surely sending it down the inside. Not making contact this time, but he's surely there. Needing to wait his chance. Hendrik Lichtenhagen needs to get a good exit out of turn 9. And now this is going to be exciting. Where will Thomas Kuller place his car? Into the Audi S-Sport. Perhaps one of the only opportunities left. Marco Kerkman inching closer as well. But it might be done. It might be done. Only a few corners to go. 2 tenths, a little bit above 2 tenths is the gap. The exit I don't think is strong enough. Hendrik Lichtenhagen. Hendrik Lichtenhagen. He only was leading for about 8 corners, but he takes the win nonetheless. Hendrik Lichtenhagen, after a turn of events, Marco Kerkman into the back of Thomas Kuller, finishes in P3. Thomas Kuller finishes in P2. Well, let's have a replay. Let's have a replay of that incident. Side by side, both cars go. And then Thomas Kuller loses the rear, just touches Felix Votter by a hair. But that's enough to turn around the German. And around Marco Kerkman goes as well. Let's have a point of view of Hendrik Lichtenhagen. Out of turn 2, suddenly both cars, you can't really see it well here, but both cars spinning around. Oh well, what a finale. Nothing really happened for that entire race, to be honest, except for the final 40 seconds. It's incredible, as I'm trying to get the results page to load. and sadly we cannot. Well, we have about a 5 minute break like we always do. We'll be back in about 5 minutes. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this race has just gotten a whole lot more interesting. Given the fact that it just had started raining. It's actually raining on the grid.
Green flag, green flag.
And apparently we've already gone. Julian Thijs hadn't started. And I cannot see the rain. There I can see the rain. It has finally appeared. My PC might be a little bit bucky with the rain, but we'll allow it. A little bit of contact there as my overlay has now reappeared. And we are good to go. Niklas Weller on pole position, followed by Luca Messler. Felix Walter has already made his way up to P3. Marco Kerkman will try to make use of this rain as well in P4. Hendrik Lichtenhagen in P5. Actually almost overtaken. Let's say Marco Kerkman. Lichtenhagen searching for an opportunity. Julian Thijs wanting to go around the outside. Going around the outside of Hendrik Lichtenhagen as well. Taking the preferred rain line he does and making good use of it. Although Hendrik Lichtenhagen coming back in that purple Porsche Super Cup car and overtaken Hendrik Lichtenhagen this time around. Well, he didn't drive as well. He actually did drive last race. Niklas Weller. There was only 7 laps down. Something happened probably to Niklas Weller, given he's not starting the race. Now in front of his teammate, Luca Metzler. Different lines you can drive when driving in the rain. Let's see who utilizes those lines the best. Felix Walter probably has great deal experience in the wet. Being a veteran. Oh God! Contact being made. Felix Walter into the wall. Luca Metzler into the wall. What happened there? Well, good question. What happened there? I'm not sure if Felix Walter has any damage. It doesn't look like it. Maybe a little bit on the right hand side. I'm not really sure what happened there. Well, let's have a little bit of a look. Maybe it doesn't go far back, but it seems like Luca Metzler just pushed Felix Walter almost into the wall. Oh, Niklas Weller nearly going to have another adventure, going pretty sideways. Thomas Kula going almost pretty sideways. Well, it's all kicking off here. Mind you, the wind in this very last race is 30 kilometers. It's 30 kilometers southwest. That's no slight wind. Niklas Weller doing everything to defend from Felix Walter. Well, he would need to defend a very long time. Felix Walter cannot find a way by thus far. Deja vu because he went around the outside of his teammate again last time around, but then got pushed into the wall. Now choosing the outside line, prevailing Felix Walter into the lead. Marco Kerkman trying to follow the German in towards turn 1, having the outside line. Perhaps that is the preferred line in the wet. Cutting back alongside Niklas Weller now. Still alongside, in towards turn 2. Contact is being made, but Marco Kerkman is through. Into P2. What a turn of events for Kerkman actually. After finding himself in P4, then on the last lap of last race, claimed the podium position and now finding himself in P2. Thomas Kula, sideways. Marco Kerkman, sideways. Contact being made. And it's all kicking off. Niklas Weller reinstated in P2. Hendrik Lichtenhagen trying to do everything he can to gain some positions. Kerkman still there. In towards turn 7. Kerkman still there, getting pushed wide by Lichtenhagen. Is he going to try and send one down the inside? The answer is no. Niklas Weiler taking a really wide apex. As Felix Votter is driving away from the rest of his group. Almost into the back, Marco Kerkman of Hendrik Lichtenhagen. Let's see if we can see something. This is on board with Thomas Kula. Taking the outside line for better grip. All taking the outside line of the Schalburg now. In towards turn 1 we go again. Hendrik Lichtenhagen defending from Marco Kerkman. Kerkman going a bit wide. Niklas Weiler going even wider. Didn't see that coming. Didn't see that at all. Knocking at the door of Niklas Weiler, knocking at the door, already alongside him, needing to leave room, Niklas Weiler, so he does, but Julian Thijs can't find the way. Let's see what happened to Niklas Weiler, if this is the same. He outbraked himself. He plain and simply outbraked himself and lost 3 positions in the process. Well, there's one man that's a class that's one level above the field. His name is Felix Votter. Didn't they win last time around? He probably for sure will now. There goes Marco Kerkman. Off the road. Off the road goes Marco Kerkman. Needing to use the escape route. Falling all the way back. Alongside Luca Metzler. Behind Luca Metzler. All the way into last place. I'm not really sure what happened there. Did Marco Kerkman get touched? Or did he simply lost his braking point? And there he goes. Well, that's going to cost him, and it has cost him dearly. Some sort of joker lap that was for Marco Kerkman. Well, off the road there goes Skula, now under attack from Niklas Weiler. Down the inside, Niklas Weiler. Can he make the move stick? The answer is yes. Just about. With about 30 kph given we're driving in the wet, but a position is a position. In towards third place goes Niklas Weiler. Metzler being involved. Oh, it's gone from bad to worse for Marco Kerkman. Luca Metzler losing it. In towards turn 3. Let's see what's happened exactly there. a victim. Let's see it from his point of view. In the wet, so you can't really see much as well, of course. But really nothing Marco Kerkman could have done there. Absolutely nothing. He had a podium position at some point during the race, and then lost it all. Oh, does Nicolas Weller. Oh, I wondered if he did kind of lose his breaking point once again. He didn't. Felix Votter in the lead. But, well, we have about 8 minutes left, and Felix Votter in the lead by 15 seconds. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you have your champion in the making on display. There's a reason he's going to be crowned champion of this NXTGP Carrera Porsche Cup Deutschland Cup. There is your reason. Fights are spread, the field is spread in the wet circuit of the dunes. Now, you know, with the weather in the Netherlands, I'm not surprised it's raining at this point in time on this circuit. Well, Marco Kerkman finally getting grips on another position. He's actually not far from a podium position, and he's actually driving really well. He's driving the fastest of anyone. Felix Votter is by far the fastest of anyone. 3 seconds a lap quicker. And comes Marco Gagnon. 146.48 was his last lap. Well, it's about 1 to 1.5 seconds quicker of everybody else. Perhaps there's something still in the bag for Marco Kerkman, which would be a huge surprise, but he knows this track well, I suppose, given he's from the Netherlands. Might give him a little bit of a boost. Let's see if Marco Kerkman can overtake Julian Thijs as quickly as he can. And Thomas Kula is also coming closer. Didn't have a great lap last time around. Oh, contact between Kerkman and Thijs. Marco Kerkman now trying to make the most of that last turn in the slipstream of Julian Thijs. The gap is dwindling down into almost single digits now. Taking the outside, Marco Kerkman needing to be brave on the brakes. Who's bravest? Julian Thijs is bravest, but misses the apex by quite a bit. Doesn't allow Marco Kerkman yet to go alongside the German driver. Finding it difficult to overtake, There goes Julian Thijs into the gravel. And Marco Kerkman waves by. He's not completely past Julian Thijs yet. Didn't have the greatest exit out of turn 3. He's a second quicker even when overtaking Julian Thijs. Let's see how quick he is on this lap. Let's see how quick he can get to the podium slot. Niklas Weiler quicker as well than Hendrik Lichtenhagen. Almost a touch there. Nothing so far as this race is coming to a close. Felix Votter will start 1 lap and then we have 1 more. The fight is brewing for P5 and P4, but also for the spots just up ahead. Marco Kerkman already alongside the Slovakian driver. The outside is the preferred line. Again, Marco Kerkman. Contact between the two. Julian Thijs goes through. And Marco Kerkman can start all over again. That was pretty interesting to see. Let's see if we have some replay. This is the replay. Let's see what's happened here. Just contact. I want to see it one more time. On board with Marco Kerkman. Well, it looks like Thomas Kula just missed his apex there. Obviously, all the apexes are different in the wet, but there goes Marco Kerkman once again. He already had passed Julian Thijs once more. And now he's doing it again because he has to in chase of Thomas Kula. Now Niklas Weiler all over the back of Hendrik Lichtenhagen. Well, the victory of this race has already been decided. The fight for P2 hasn't. Niklas Weiler down the inside. Hendrik Lichtenhagen will have to drive off the corner. Now reinstates himself into P2. All the way around the outside, Niklas Weiler tries to get his car set up nicely for the inside of the Audi S-Box. Can't find that inside. He's desperately trying to do so. Now we have a great fight, it seems, for... Well, there goes Marco Kerkman. We completely missed it. Overtaken Thomas Kula. Let's see if we can have a replay. We actually have. There he goes on the inside already. And that's your move done and dusted for P4. Well, we entered the last lap. And Niklas Weiler is doing everything he can to find that final second best podium spot. Thomas Kula, oh, what's happening here? Oh, Julian Thijs off in the gravel. The other two go through, and Julian Thijs will likely finish this race last. As we go in the final lap of the final 20-minute race of this entire Porsche Super Cup season. Felix Votter can already smell the finish line. Driving like ballerinas in the rain. Hendrik Lichtenhagen still needing to defend. This battle is not over yet. It's only over when they cross the line. Thomas Kula getting a slowdown. Hendrik Lichtenhagen doing everything he can. Felix Votter almost finished. Well, here we go then. He's the champion of the season, rightfully so. 31 seconds is the gap. If there's any doubt about how dominant Felix Votter was this season, it's all undenied. Felix Votter, your race winner, but also your championship winner here at NXTGP in this Porsche Carrera Super Cup Deutschland. But who's going to take P2 in this final race of the season? Niklas Welle might have a gigantic drive off the corner and still take P2, but it looks like it's going to go the way of Hendrik Lichtenhagen. He's coming close, Niklas Welle, but it's not going to be enough. Perhaps with another lap, but Hendrik Lichtenhagen takes P2, followed by Niklas Welle. Very closely third. Very well done, both of the guys. Luca Metzler somehow taking a P4. Thomas Kula will take that P5. Julian Thijs in P6. And something happened to Marco Kerkman again, which I've completely missed. In towards Schijfvlak. Outbraking himself, spinning the car around. Oh! Making contact there with, that was Thomas Kula. Well, what a race, ladies and gentlemen. And what a season, ladies and gentlemen. Felix Votter ultimately wins the championship and the race. He will finish, well, in P1, followed by Lichtenhagen in P2. Niklas Welle, he will finish in P3, followed by Luca Metzler, followed by Thijs, followed by Marco Kerkman, followed by Thomas Kula as the very last man to come across the line. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you all for this fantastic season here at the NXTGP in this fantastic Porsche Carrera Super Cup. We'll be back perhaps sometime. For now, we take a little rest here at NXTGP, and we'll see you soon again. Until next time, my name was Daan van Zutphen. Thank you again for watching. I'll also see you next time.